Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to take a look at what ETFs are paying this week from the beloved YieldMax. So scrolling down on their X page here, we can see the funds that are paying this upcoming week are obviously their weekly payers, as well as their group funds that consist of BABO, DIPS, FBY, GDXY, JPMO, MARO, MRNY, NVDY, and PLTY. So some of the big ones that I like looking at are definitely these bottom two, NVDY based, Palantir based. Haven't really looked at MRNY. I know Moderna has definitely been getting smacked, so I don't think this fund's been doing well. MARO, I think MARO has been getting smacked as well. The underlying that I'm talking about, so not sure how that one's doing. JPMO, this is definitely probably a little bit smaller of an IV play, right? JP Morgan is a bank stock, so definitely a lot less volatile than, say, like a Bitcoin mining company. GDXY, I think that's gold based. FBY is meta based. DIPS, I believe, is definitely an inverse fund. I'm not sure what is the inverse of. I'll have to take a look at that here in a second. Babo is Alibaba based. And then obviously the weekly pairs, those are typically funds of funds, right? So this is like all of their YieldMax funds, the Mag 7, Alti targets, 15 to 30 high IV stocks. SDTY is S&P 500, RDTY is the Russell 2000, QDTY is the Nasdaq 100, and then you have these three other ones, which it's the combination of AI stocks, tech stocks, and semiconductor stocks. Those are those top three there. But yeah, let's see. So looks like Ben had some issues with the Alti distribution to Fidelity customers. We expected payment today. What about those? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I actually used Fidelity and I have Alti. I saw the dividend. I thought it came through, but I'll have to take a look at that. Tasty Trade, they're definitely a pretty cool platform if you're not familiar with them. If you trade a lot of options, definitely check out their platform. No plug there, but just happens to be on my feed. Over 20 cents for YieldMax, over 15 for Alti. That would be massive because I think Alti's been paying 10 cents. So those would definitely be two huge distributions. More 10 cents Alti dividend, please, or 11 cents. Yeah, an improvement would be sweet. Expecting PLTY numbers to be fairly large. Also, YieldMax ETFs you have any swag you can send my way? That's a good question. It would be cool for them to start selling apparel and stuff. I feel like they've built a really strong community, and I definitely feel like a lot of people would definitely tap into that for sure. MARO, just wait. Fidelity said they did not receive the Alti dividend payment, therefore it was not posted to customer accounts today. That's crazy. I'll have to go check that out because if that is true, that's pretty massive, right? For them to miss a payment, especially to Alti. Are you guys delaying distributions for weekly payers? Alti specifically? Anyone still holding MRNY? Yeah, if anyone is still holding MRNY, let me know how that's going for you guys. Keep up Alti performance rather than distribution. MRNY had a 20 cent last month and is under $3. Very interesting to me. I do have 600 shares for fun. $3 a share. That's getting pretty low. Alti AUM 1 trillion end of year. Every person is buying this bullish long call cash secured puts at the $6 strike. 1 trillion assets under management. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Just taking a look at these funds that are paying this week. Obviously the weekly payers, and then you have some of the group funds paying here as well. Babo, let's take a look at what DIPS is, because I did mention that I was not familiar with what that fund is. So it looks like DIPS is the opposite of NVDY, so it's NVIDIA based. and then their portfolio, LFGY is their crypto one, GPTY is their AI and tech one, and then lastly, CHPY is their semiconductor fund there. Looking at the schedule specifically, so today is August 10th as I'm making this video. Let's go back up here to their homepage. Yeah, so we're looking at August 10th. It's today. So this is the particular week. So they're going to go on ex-dividend date. Same schedule typically every week. So unless there's a holiday or something like that, August 13th, this Wednesday, they're going to go on ex-dividend date. Or I'm sorry, they're going to announce the dividend amount on Wednesday. The 14th is when the ex-dividend date. So you pretty much have to own shares before this date. So you have to buy it on the 13th. This is the ex-dividend date. So this is when the share price will drop, typically by the distribution amount. And then the Friday following, that is when you'll get your dividend payments. And once again, these are the obviously the Group B funds that are paying this week.